What's going on, guys? I'm Dave, and in this video we're going to talk about one of my favorite streets in Denver, especially for food, South Pearl Street. If you're visiting Denver, you might have heard of the 16th Street Mall, which is kind of like our 3rd Street Promenade if you've ever been to Santa Monica, and you've probably heard of Pearl Street in Boulder. But if you're looking for something smaller, more local, with more neighborhoody vibes, South Pearl Street might be just the thing that you're looking for. It has some great restaurants, cafes, and bakeries, and it also has a farmer's market that runs from May to November. People often know this part of Pearl Street as the area where Izakaya Den and Sushi Den are, but there are a lot of other good restaurants on South Pearl Street, and that's really what this video is going to cover. Since everyone knows the dens, I'm not going to feature them in this video, but know that I love them very much. They are my favorite places to take people who scoff at sushi in a landlocked state. So while South Pearl Street isn't that big, it's actually one of the areas where my wife and I like to take our son and walk around the most in Denver. We actually go to the restaurants that I'll mention in this video all the time, so whether you're new to town, visiting, or just wanting to explore something new, let's start exploring South Pearl Street. Let's kick things off with Chaos Pizzeria, which is generally known for its outdoor patio, but it's also usually a contender on best pizza in Denver lists. It's a really unique space built in a small cottage that's over 100 years old. It's kind of like you're going to someone's really cool house that has a really nice side patio and backyard. Super comfortable and laid back, this is the kind of place that feels like it was built for summer or a warm fall day to eat outside with friends. If you've never been to Chaos, it really has that local vibe that makes it seem like you really know your city, so this can be a great place to take friends from out of town. While I don't think that Chaos is the best pizza in Denver, I do think that their wood-fired pizza is really good. This is kind of like farm-to-table pizza or garden-to-oven pizza, cooked at really high temperatures with local ingredients with imported staples from Italy. As a result, this isn't really traditional Neapolitan-style pizza, but it's not far from it. They use San Marzano tomatoes, Italian flour, and they mix in some local produce and ingredients to kind of mix in that Colorado vibe. If you're into beets like I am, they also have a bomb beet salad. So if you are trying to eat a little bit healthier, you can get that beet salad, get the garden or veggie pizza, split it with a friend, and you'll be in business. Also, I want to mention that Chaos and a few other restaurants that I mentioned in this video were founded by Patrick Mangold White, who was a staple of the South Pearl community and overall Denver restaurant scene. He recently tragically died during an annual camping trip, and people realized that his life insurance policy wasn't active when he died. As a result, friends have set up a GoFundMe for his family, and I'll link to that in the description. He's also the founder of this next restaurant. If you're into brunch, and I think most people are at this point, Bird serves classic American brunch dishes in a cool, comfortable atmosphere. They also do dinners here, but personally I've only been here for breakfast and lunch. Our 1-year-old son has probably been to close to 100 restaurants in his life, and Bird was one of the first ones that he went to, and he made an absolute mess, and the staff there was so gracious and accommodating. They were super, super nice, so this place will always have a special place in my heart, and I promise we tipped accordingly. Also, his eating has gotten a lot better and neater, so he'll redeem himself here at some point. From Benedict's to avocado toast, breakfast burgers to chicken and waffles, this is classic American comfort brunch food with nicer presentation than you might expect. This is pretty much your definition of a Yelp 4-star place. It's a memorably solid place with food that most people will like. If you don't have a reservation, which they only have for larger groups, be sure to get there early. This is the type of place where you'll see a few people lining up at the door before they open. You won't have to wait forever, but it can avoid kind of a bummer before you're trying to get your brunch. So especially if you aren't with people who aren't super food adventurous or people who just want to have really just solid American food, Bird might be a good bet for you. Next up, this place is a truly unique place for Denver, and I put this on my best Asian food in Denver list. Tokyo Premium Bakery is an awesome spot on South Pearl Street. They make the most legit Japanese pastries that you can get in Denver, and the line outside proves that every single day. They do sweet pastries, savory pastries, and they also make some pretty interesting matcha and green tea drinks as well. If you haven't had Japanese pastries before, they have more of a delicate texture and lighter flavors. They're not heavy like a donut, and the savory flavors aren't super heavy like a Hot Pocket. If you've ever been to a place like Paris Baguette, which does more Korean-style pastries, it's pretty similar to that, but obviously these are more Japanese flavors and textures. I really love this place, and you'll see all kinds of people waiting in line to get in. You'll see Asian people there, you'll see hipsters, you'll see locals from the neighborhood, and you'll also just see people who saw a line and they got in the line because they figured something must be good. Tokyo Premium Bakery is definitely the best spot of its kind in Denver, and it's right there on South Pearl. If you're enjoying learning about South Pearl Street so far, please give this video a like to help more people find it. Now back to the video. Okay, so this next spot recently opened, but it's part of a larger trend that's spreading throughout the United States, so I think it's definitely worth mentioning. Groovy sells and serves non-alcoholic beer, wine, and cocktails in the space that was formerly occupied by Craft Alley, which was a craft beer place. The layout is pretty much the same, the flavors are similar, but the alcohol is pretty much all gone. You can get drinks on tap or via cocktail, but you can also get drinks in cans and bottles to take home. I recently stopped by Groovy and got to try out their Prosecco and their Rosé, both of which were really good, and I also got a variety pack of their beers to take home. I've had the IPA and the Golden so far, and I actually really like them a lot. They have really good beer flavor, and they kind of have a lighter aftertaste than traditional beer. The wines, beers, and cocktails here actually have less alcohol than what you'd find in a kombucha that you get at the store. This place is right in line with trends that are happening all around the United States where places are making non-alcoholic cocktails with interesting, fun flavors. They have an outdoor patio area where people can sit outside and enjoy their drinks. I think this is kind of a cool trend that's happening throughout the United States, so if you want to experience it locally in Denver, check out Groovy. Next, I know I said I wouldn't mention the dens in this video, but I do want to mention Ototo, which has been closed since the start of COVID because their chefs are supporting Sushi Den and Izakaya Den. It's kind of fitting because Ototo means little brother in Japanese, so the big brothers are getting priority right now. When Ototo opens back up, this is one of the best casual Japanese restaurants in all of Denver. They do noodles, robata skewers, sake, and of course some sashimi and sushi. So if you're in the mood for some small plates or maybe just some really good ramen, Ototo is a great way to get some Japanese food from the same hands behind Sushi Den, Izakaya Den, and Tamaki Den. And since everybody knows about the dens, now you know about Ototo. Now let's talk about a place that could be serving the best quick serve chicken in all of Denver, Chook Charcoal Chicken. It's my personal favorite chicken shop in Denver. It has incredible reviews and they're honestly well deserved. Chuuk was co-founded by some Denver restaurant legends, and they're recreating the feel of an Australian chicken shop but doing it with a Colorado local twist. This place specializes in charcoal rotisserie chicken, and no joke, this is some of the best rotisserie chicken you've ever had in your life. The texture is amazing, it's super juicy, it's just really, really good. While this is a casual, quick serve place, the quality of the food is definitely a step up from what you'd get at like a modern market. I really love the food here. You can also get some really great sides here. You can eat healthy, or you can get some classics like mac and cheese and mashed potatoes. I know it is a huge statement to say that any place serves the best chicken in Denver, but Chuuk is definitely up there. It's affordably priced and it's a quick walk from the other places in this video, so definitely check it out if you're on South Pearl. And I could keep going on and on in this video. Mas Taqueria serves a bunch of different unique tacos in a really comfortable, cozy space. They also have a happy hour menu that makes it a little bit cheaper for you to try a bunch of different tacos. While it's smaller and a completely different vibe than Que Buena Suerte that's also on South Pearl, I do think that the tacos and the food is a little bit better at Mas Taqueria. But then again, the menu is more limited, so it really depends on what you're looking for. A little further up the road and across the street from Chuuk is Hoja, which has more of a cafe vibe with some healthy food and also some really beautiful Mexican dishes. If I was to rank these 3 Mexican food places on South Pearl Street, I would go Hoja, Mas Taqueria, Que Buena Suerte. It's kind of weird because I'm going from small to big, but if one of them is busy, you have options. Etc. Eatery does a bunch of solid, casual comfort food that has some interesting fusion twists to it. So while I like the food here, pro tip, if you're going to sit outside, do not let them sit you under the upstairs patio because there are little holes in the patio, and when people are walking there, rocks, leaves, all kinds of other things will fall through, and if God forbid someone spills a drink above you, all of that stuff is going to fall in your food. So yes, while that part is gross, chances are you're not going to be in the 1 or 2 tables that's affected by the upstairs patio. If you've only been to or heard of Sushi Den on South Pearl Street, I hope that this video showed you that there's more to it whether you're visiting or you're new to town. Since you've made it this far, please give this video a like and share with that friend that's going to come hang out on South Pearl Street with you. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you on South Pearl Street.